Welcome to the Dead Unicorn, the tabletop role-playing game club. My name is Tarek, and today we are playing Outlaws of Alkenstar. I want to
Yay!
introduce you to our players, Logan, Sasha, Crystal, Victor, and Corey. Before we start, I'd like to also thank our patrons who are scrolling at the bottom of the screen. Thank you all for helping us keep the lights on and keeping all of these game sessions running. With that done, let's go ahead and begin. Last game session, we left off with you guys having freshly rescued Monzi, who agreed to help make you some goods and offered you the opportunity to kind of take anything that you wanted from her setup. As you all started heading toward the airship that has fallen over into the passageways of the junkyard. I will say the last thing I will say before y'all continue is Sasha's character, the Morgan, senses Monzi is still afraid of something as she scurries off away from the group toward the crane. Or actually, no, I think she's staying in the thing, right? Did she go to the crane?
Yeah, she went to the crane to move the ship for us.
Moore would like to try to stop her and see if she can talk to her real quick.
Okay. She's like heading toward let's say she's heading toward the ladder system that she has set up to get toward the crane.
Okay. Well, Moore walks up to her and says, "There's something still bothering you. Is there something we need to know?"
She looks over at you warily. Big ship. Bad energy. Nil gobblers believe ship haunted.
I see.
Chance if move ship get angry.
Well, we will have to move it carefully then.
She looks kind of unconvinced of that idea.
I mean, yeah, it wasn't the most convincing thing Morazek said, so it's fair.
She kind of again shirks away and starts climbing up the ladder.
All right.
Everybody who got up closer to the ship, especially Malcolm and the barber, I would like y'all to give me perception checks.
You got it. Ooh, pretty sweet.
And all three of you, including Corey's character, can give me either lore Alkenstar checks, or an intelligence roll if you don't have the lore skill.
Can't make an intelligence roll. It's not a thing in this game.
Buddy, you can roll a d20 and add your intelligence modifier.
I know we can do that. I'm just saying, in Pathfinder, it's not a thing.
Lower City of Alkenstar, you said, for the second roll?
Yes.
Okay, here we go. Hey, nice. Not bad.
Okay.
Trying to find where I'm doing that. Because every time I close this browser, my brain jettisons all knowledge on how this system works.
If you have lore skills, they'll be under proficiencies.
I don't.
Then on the right-hand side of the page, there's a little die icon near the chat box. If you click on the die icon...
No, it doesn't do anything. You just do /roll, like you would do /r space 1d20 plus mod, just like we use with Abra. Instead of slash command instead of exclamation mark.
Doesn't that roll button do stuff in other?
Yeah, it's an add-on. And we have to activate that add-on,
here.
and I don't know which I mean, we can, but I don't have GM permissions to do that right now.
That's okay.
Cool.
We'll deal with it another time. Maybe I'll do it in between sessions next time. I thought I enabled it though. Okay. So everybody who's getting closer to the ship starts to hear, like, as y'all were coming down this way, like coming down toward the ship, it was pretty quiet, and all you could hear was like the screeching of the like critters that live inside the scrap heap, like rats and stuff like that. And as you get closer and closer, you start to hear like the whirring of gears and the groaning of metal and what sounds like an engine powering on, as well as like see the billowing of smoke coming out of what looks to be like an engine block on the side of the ship that's like letting out this thick black smog of smoke billowing up into the air. Wasn't doing that before y'all got close though. In addition to that, Malcolm, you specifically recognize the name Harpy's Kiss. There was a let me give you one thing first. A once magnificent dirigible lies across the pathway through the scrapyard. The words Harpy's Kiss are scrawled in faded black paint along its side. It lies in a pile of scrap metal, leaning slightly starboard, blocking the path leading east to west. On the top deck, an exposed alchemical engine juts from the planks, smoke still rising from the blasted contraption. I will send all of you that little text blurb. More specifically, Malcolm knows that this, like, you recognize the name, the Harpy's Kiss, as an airship that was captained by a very talented sky pilot from Alkenstar named Farah Winslow. I'll give you the name, copy paste the name into the chat. Who held on to this ship for quite some time. She like managed to make this thing run for like an extended period of time, longer than many people thought it should have been able to. And she treated it with like insanely high regard. She did everything she could to maintain and manage this ship, almost treating it as though it were literally a living partner of hers, which is rather interesting bit of world lore that you recognize. The ship has since been destroyed, and nobody's really heard of the pilot ever since.
So, I hear there's some whirring and some gear grinding inside. Is this ship still operational?
Give me a crafting check, or
as I ask the other people who probably have more information than me because I didn't get the lore information.
Sure.
Now I don't
for a second
think that it's got any chance of flying again, but something seems to be going on. That's for sure.
Malcolm just kind of like side eyes Father, and he kind of frowns and doesn't really say anything.
What you frowning for?
We're in a scrapyard. You really think this is operational?
Well, I hear it. I mean, this is the Harpy's Kiss. Apparently, like, somebody might have owned it or something. I don't know. I have no idea of the history of this ship.
Right.
And it would be mighty nice if I did, but I don't.
It was piloted by someone named Winslow. Apparently it ran for a very long time, much longer than it should. She apparently had a knack for treating it as a living thing, but, well, It's just a ship.
Wow, wouldn't you treat
Right
it
as
like
you say that, I need the barber to give me a reflex saving throw.
There it is. Reflex.
The game is paused, by the way, so we can't like move around or do stuff.
25.
Okay. You narrowly dodge out of the way as you all hear like a grinding noise coming from that alchemical engine that's jetting through the top side of the ship, and what appears to be like a red hot gear gets like caught and then propelled out from the engine toward your head, and you just like barely notice it in time to get out of the way, and you duck around it as it slams into the heap of scrap metal behind you.
I think we should take a nice good step back away from this thing.
Could not have said it better myself.
I have to say, though, if this thing is alive, this could be our ghost. The ghost of the scrapyard, if you do recall.
Someone remembered the
Oh, I knew it immediately. I knew it freaking immediately. I just didn't have the information. Other people had it, and they weren't talking. They weren't.
Yeah, no, Malcolm isn't well known to. He's got that RBF, anyways. He just kind of. Can he like look towards where the gear came from? Kind of like frown a little bit and see.
It is an alchemical engine, 100%. I'm not sure how well Malcolm is like acquainted with that kind of technology, but it obviously isn't like when you look at it, it doesn't look like it's working. There is smoke billowing out, there is noise coming from it, but it doesn't seem to move or interact like it's functional. But that gear that shot out definitely 100% was a solid piece of metal because it interacted with the environment as it slammed into the heap of scrap behind the barber.
Malcolm, you looking to fight a ghost?
No.
What you do see is that there are still like all the pieces of the engine seem to be there. The ship is damaged, but it does look like, I don't know. If you were to investigate it further, you might be able to figure something out.
He will very cautiously approach. He will try to. Yes.
The ship groans, almost like it's getting ready to topple over toward you. And you see what looks like an apparition, like a ghostly apparition, scurry across the deck toward the front of the ship.
He'll keep a distance now, and he'll try to make his way towards the front, where he saw the apparition.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't see any point in
Azura
hanging
and
back here.
the Morgan, are y'all?
We'll move your character.
Yeah, Moore would like to head over to deal with a ghost. That sounds like occulty, and she's good at that stuff.
Well, I don't know that we would even know that yet, but there doesn't seem to be any point in splitting up.
She was told the ship was haunted, and Azura was right there.
It's like, oh hey there, Azura, how are you? And the Morgan. We're dealing with a ghost that inhabits the Hoppy's Kiss. You remember the ghost of the graveyard, of the scrapyard? It's in there, and it's probably part of the alchemical engine and whatnot. And,
as you say that again, Malcolm, go ahead and give me a reflex saving throw.
Here we go.
Okay. You're going to get smashed right in the gut with a red-hot gear that gets ejected again from the alchemical engine as you start getting closer and closer to the front of the ship. You will take... This many's in bludgeoning damage.
This many's.
Yeah. As you get gut checked by this like superheated gear, and as you like get hit with it, your hands kind of naturally try to catch it, and strangely enough, it looks like it's red hot, but it doesn't burn your hands. It feels cold to the touch.
I go, oh my goodness, what just happened? Guys, be very, very very, very careful around the alchemical engine.
Now, what's up with that?
Don't say that out loud.
But it just gut checks him.
Just I noticed we said it one time and you got hit, Baba, and then it seems like Malcolm also got hit just when I said it. So just lay off the alchemical engine.
Now I got an idea. What if we stand back here and wait for the crane to move this piece of shit? And then we don't got to worry about it.
Starts creaking toward the large ship. As it starts to reach, you see the metallic, or like the like arm of the crane, or the hand. I don't know what it's. The claw of the crane starts lowering down.
We didn't give her the signal to move.
I know.
The thing.
It starts lowering down toward the edge of the ship, and then, as if like magnetically attracted, gets sucked onto the ship, and the chain that holds the claw together pops off of the crane so that it can no longer be lifted with the crane.
Yeah, you see, I was about to go and try to talk to the ghost inside the ship, but I feel like this is no longer an option.
Well, isn't that a lovely predicament? I didn't even toot on my flute, and she's already using the unless the ghost did it. I don't know what words might trigger this apparition, but
as the Morgan gets closer to the ship, you are overwhelmed with the sense of loneliness and despair. As a cold chill kind of rolls through your body.
Where is it coming from? Which part of the ship?
It's coming from the ship entirely.
Like the whole ship is registering to me as a thinking being?
Feeling as though it is extraordinarily lonely and filled with despair.
Okay.
That is the emotional sense you are overcome with, like overwhelmingly strong.
Moore will go and very gently put her hand on the hull of the ship.
Okay.
And she will use her message ability to try to speak to the ship. Or whatever intelligence she was able to sense.
What do you try to say?
She is going to say... Give me a second. She's going to say, how long have you been here in the scrapyard on your own?
You hear the gears start to grind intensely, and a loud, like an extraordinarily ear-piercingly loud whistle can be heard coming from one of the steam vents inside of the middle of the like deck of the ship. Everybody who is within 30 feet of the ship, which I think is almost everybody. Oh, that's not the right button. Oop.
No, I'm just
you're just out of range. So it will be
Us guys are safe.
the Morgan and Malcolm both give me fortitude saves.
Well, thank goodness for a good bonus.
Okay. It rattles through you, both of you, and you both are like stunned for a moment as the noise just pierces your ears and sends you kind of deaf for a moment. You're like held in place by the noise, and you again get a wash sensation of extraordinary loneliness and like a desire to be free.
If it can speak a language, it can reply to more.
It cannot speak a language,
even telepathically or anything. If it can't, then it can't. After, is Moore able to shake it off eventually, or?
Yeah, you get the effect is stunned 1. So for 1 round, you are stunned entirely. Can't take actions or move. But after a round, so like 6 seconds, you're there. Like it just strikes you and takes you aback for a moment as you catch yourself and then regroup. You're able to continue speaking. At the same time, a belch of more smoke comes out from its smokestack.
Moore will just leave her hand on it still, and continue trying to talk to it with a message. And she will say, we need to get past you, but I'm trying to figure out how I want to put, how does one convince a living airship of things? I don't know.
Good question. I would suggest starting with getting some information about what this ship is.
So I have an idea about that, if I may. I'm going to get within 30 feet of the ship now, and then cast a spell called a Read Aura.
Okay.
It is a cantrip, and I will be informing my compatriots of that aura if I can. So they get a +2 circumstance bonus to identify magic in realms of magic that I may not be well versed.
Malcolm and the Morgan can give me an identify magic check if you'd like. You get a +2 bonus to the check. Corey, you can also give me a religion check.
Amazing.
It's an action. What's not?
Can I do occultism, or does it have to
Yes.
be religion?
No. You two are doing identify magic, which is whatever your magic skill is. So yours would be occultism. For Malcolm, let me see what skills Malcolm has.
You see the little button in the chat that says identify magic? It tells you how to do it.
Yeah.
Well, I still can't roll. 4 and a 5. My bad luck is holding.
Did you add a +2?
Yeah, you get a +2 circumstance
No.
bonus.
The
No.
spell that he cast.
Then
gives
it's
you
a
+2.
12.
Okay.
Well, the biggest thing I have is occultism, but
You can
+1.
You can give me a occultism check if you'd like. It is very fitting for the situation that you find yourself in. I would also accept a religion check if you would like.
Let's say occultism, and you said a +2 circumstance bonus.
Yes, +2 circumstance bonus.
Okay, we'll see how it goes.
Okay, Malcolm, you can't get more than just this very eerie feeling that something is aware of you and upset. Like there's an offense being taken to you. Sasha, the Morrigan gets a feeling that this ship was once like a really grand magical device that is in disarray. It's broken. It cannot be activated again. You think, from a magical perspective, but you do get the sense that there is something more here. That this is not just a machine. This has the imprint of someone's psychic energy upon it, and it is lingering here as though it were a living creature, though it is obviously not. Father with your 20 religion check, you are able to identify that this is what remains of this ship seems to be what is called a haunt. And haunts are notorious for being a repeated, like a poltergeist or what have you, that has a set of repeated actions that lasts for a certain duration of time and then re-triggers itself over and over again. It's stuck in a cycle, but they can be cured. They can be purified through religious devotion, or sometimes through using some kind of mechanism that interacts with what that spiritual entity needs in order to resolve its haunt.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, this...
But they are dangerous. They can be very dangerous if not held with extreme caution.
You think?
Now, everybody's gears thrown.
Those gears were love taps. Ladies and gentlemen, I think I might know a little bit about what's going on here. I think we have an apparition that is known as a haunt, and it's stuck in a cycle, which means there are specific triggers that trigger it. I think we've discovered one already, which I will not repeat. That said, there are ways to break the cycle, and a little bit of investigating will hopefully illuminate that. Also, I have to say that there are ways for a priest to exercise it, though I am still trying to come up with that answer. I'm a bit green as a cleric so far, and I am still working on becoming better acquainted with how to invoke all of Bry's blessings. That said, narrator, would you think that music would have any effect for a pacification of a haunt?
Would you like to try it?
Yeah, I would. I would like to summon an instrument, and I would like to sing a hymnal, if I may.
What kind of instrument are you doing?
What I will ask the rest of you, what kind of instrument do you think I should play to help calm or exercise this apparition?
I was gonna say an acoustic guitar.
How about a Spanish guitar?
Let's see. You want to sing at the same time, so you probably don't want a flute.
Anybody else got a suggestion?
You know, Father, I think you should just pick whatever comes to the heart and get it over with.
Play what
I feel like
you
it's
like.
just gonna launch a gear at you anyway.
All right, I will summon a violin. I will look to the other two that are close to the ship to make sure if they want to leave or get repositioned before I do this, they may. And then I will play my violin and sing a hymnal to Bry.
Okay, give me a performance check.
You betcha.
Okay. And one more time, what was the instrument you summoned?
I summoned a violin.
Violin. Okay, you start playing the violin. It is actually pretty moving for everyone who can hear it. And as you do, you hear the sound of the crane moving toward the ship.
Didn't the crane already bust itself on the ship?
Yeah.
Didn't it? That's very strange, isn't it? As you do so, you and Malcolm will need to give me reflex saving throws.
Right.
Everybody who's away from the ship, you see the crane moving toward the ship. The claw of the crane still intact.
We have been
Assumably,
bamboozled.
the goblin didn't understand the difference between a flute and a violin.
Reflex, you say?
Yeah, reflex saving throw.
Oh, that's not bad.
The Morrigan starts pulling out. Or what are you? You made an intelligence check.
I wanted to know the information you gave everybody else.
You recognize the name, the Harpy's Kiss, of the ship. You also are aware that that ship was piloted by a woman named Farah Winslow.
Yeah.
And that she treated this ship like it was her own, like, personal partner.
Yeah.
And the psychic energy that you sensed before starts to come into focus now, and you're starting to understand that this might not just be like some haunt of a ship, but that this ship might have imprinted on or been imprinted upon by Farah, and that it, whatever their relationship was, may have instilled some kind of spiritual form onto the actual machine itself. You've kind of heard about this sort of thing, like in rumor, that machines can create. There can be spirits created within machines that take over the essence of that machine.
Yeah.
And you start to kind of piece these things together. Both Father and Malcolm are able to dodge out of the way as two more gears, searing hot, fly right by your head. And you could swear that you could feel the heat coming off of them as they fly and hit the stacks of scrap behind you. But the metal pieces just kind of disappear in the heap of metal overall. Yes, I did say machine spirits.
Moore would like to go over and do a hero reading.
Okay. Are the other two are going to stay around? Are you still playing?
No, I'm gonna stop playing. That's that it fired gears at us when I played, so obviously that is not the right answer.
Maybe you just need to get maybe do hip hop next time.
Yeah, right.
You gotta find the radio channel.
I was the violinist on the deck of the ship when it went down.
You reminded it of its trauma. Okay, Malcolm, what about you? What are you doing? You were wanting to go to the front of the ship.
After dodging 2 gears, he would kind of look at the two that are just doing their own measures, and he was thinking about doing something, but he won't do it for now. So just back off.
What were you thinking about doing? Tell me that much.
Well, she seemed to react to the name, Farah Winslow. So
you say it again?
He'll say, Farah Winslow, pleasure to meet you.
You hear the ship groan very intensely. Sasha, give me the harrowing skill check.
There
the spell check
isn't. I'm not trying to do the harrowing spell because that's like a weird guidance thing that gives bonuses.
It has a check to it.
I don't know what it is.
Let me pull up your character sheet.
And considering I'm not actually trying to do anything that the feature does, I'm just trying to see what the cards say.
I know you're not trying to do it, but you're doing a harrowing specifically. So you're going through the rite of harrowing. You're just not looking for the information. You're not looking to give it like some kind of bonus right now from the ritual, but you are still trying to go through the actual deck and do a harrow reading. That's why I'm trying to get you to do that specifically.
I mean, it doesn't give me a button that says anything about what I roll, so I'm not sure.
Give me a occultism roll.
I'm gonna give myself guidance.
Okay.
Since I can't roll today.
I will also say when Malcolm says the name Farah Winslow, you get another wave of intense emotional like sorrow as the name is uttered, again with another wave of just really cold chill that runs over you.
I'll wait for Morgan's results before I talk again.
Okay, you start. Everybody kind of backs away from the ship a little bit while the Morgan sits down in front of it and starts doing a harrow reading. She's so close to the deck of the ship that while this thing starts shooting out gears toward her, it's just flying right over her little horn that's coming out of her head, and it doesn't seem to be able to get the angle to hit her directly. But there are gears getting shot out, propelled out, and hitting into the sand of the sandy debris at the bottom of the path.
She is unbothered.
Yeah, you remain focused on your reading, and as you're doing this, you're seeing results that are telling you that there is an unresolved longing to be reunited with the captain, or failing that, to have one final hurrah, in a sense, someone to tend to this ship with as much care and meaning as Farah once put into it and instilled into it.
Okay.
It wants to feel that human connection again, if only one last time. And the spirit inside this machine is begging in every possible way it can for that kind of connection. But you can tell also that this thing has been mistreated and desecrated over and over again by all of the people here, by the goblins who care not about this ship, who are using it as a tool to just stop gnolls from getting through it. You see everybody who got close to it, so Malcolm, Father and the Morgan can all notice that there are prints all over the ship that look like they're from gnolls. And there's also blood splatter and viscera that have been laid around the ship's deck and on the edges of the ship. As the crane starts to get closer and closer to it, you see it lower down and try to grab onto the ship, struggling to get purchase at this point because of what area is available of the ship's side for the crane to kind of grab. And you see that she's struggling to kind of get purchase. And you notice that she's about to try to crunch into the deck to try to get
will
purchase.
Send a message to her from 120 feet away and tell her to stop.
Let me make sure you're within 120 feet.
If I need to move closer, I will.
You are currently 135. 130. So from here, you are just within range. Okay. So you send a message to stop. The crane is feebly grasping on it and then just slides off. As you can see, the illusion melt away of the crane's arm having snapped, or the crane's chain having snapped, as the claw that had been pinning onto the deck of the ship seems to be gone.
Then Moore will go back over to the ship and ask it, there is a goblin who is very smart, very good with gadgets and machines. She could give you what you want if you are willing. If you can be kind to her and stop lobbing gears,
a painful whistle goes off again. Everybody within 30 feet of the ship, give me a fortitude saving throw. The Morgan, you get a sense of anger and fear when you bring up the goblins.
I mean, Moore is very persuasive. Can I try to convince it that this is not a thing to be afraid of?
You can roll, but you get the sense that this thing is very wary of the individuals you just named.
There are people in the party who are good at engineering and crafting and all of that stuff.
Hey,
Azura.
Azura.
And Father Earth.
Engine's not too different from a cylinder mechanism, right? That's mechanics. You're good with tools, right?
I'm pretty good with just about anything that moves.
What if this thing is pissed off because it's broken and it just wants us, well, there's a big old pile of gears down there. I assume it's not shooting crucial ones at us. Maybe it wants to be put back together just a little bit.
Could do. Well, I think it's worth a shot.
Well, then, good luck to you. I'm staying over here outside its firing arc. I'm happy where I'm at. But, you've got my well wishes, that's for sure.
Y'all think maybe we could take some time, put this thing back together?
I think I could help you out there. You need some guidance?
Couldn't go amiss.
Let's do this.
Let's do this.
Bry's helpful ministrations upon the mechanical spirits.
Helpful what's?
Ministrations.
I don't know what I said. I said something wrong. Ministrations.
You were just checking to see if we were paying attention, that's all.
That's all I was doing.
Right.
I can cast a spell on you called Guidance once per hour. And I'm sure I haven't done it to you yet, Crystal, your character.
Not yet.
And I can also roll crafting to aid you in what you're doing. So I'm going to do an aid roll or a help roll for Crystal.
Okay, so guidance gives me what?
You need to do the guidance check first. Don't make any other checks until I ask for them.
Okay.
Because it's not a
you
crafting
can
check.
delete that one then that I just made.
Yeah.
But yeah, guidance is +1.
+1.
Okay. Guidance gives her a +1. If you want to try to administer to the ship, I'm going to need a lore engineering check first. To try to see how much you understand of the ship.
For Corey to assist me or from me?
From both. If Corey's trying to assist you in that, he needs to make a lore engineering check as well, which would just be...
I don't have lore engineering. She's the only one that's got that. So guidance,
Okay.
Bing, +1.
You get a +1 to the check.
Okay, and I ate a worm earlier that gives me... Oh, that's on saves. Okay, so not here.
Out of nowhere. I ate a worm earlier.
I get +1 RFK Junior bonus.
No, I'm the one eating the worm.
Oh. Well, the worm did eat some brains, so it's... by the transitive
We're
property.
doing it the other way around.
No.
Oh, that...
Yeah. The worm eats the brain, you eat the worm.
I ate the worm that ate the brain.
That's right. And then you get the brain, the brain smarts from it.
The brain power.
I can't.
Oh my God.
All
I
right.
know.
Engineering check. +1.
I feel like that man has it really rough. It doesn't feel right to pick on him any more than he already gets.
He's already dead. Stop.
Stop. He's already dead.
You have to... No.
No?
Well, that's...
What?
Oh, yeah, you got it. You get the circumstance bonus, yeah. You might want to...
I might want to use a hero
hero
point.
You might want to hear.
You're our only hope. You're the only one with engineering.
Hell yeah, sure I want to. You're my only hope.
Let's see. How do I heroically try again? I pull out my tools, I polish them up, and try again.
Okay, give me
I don't
another
know,
check.
guys. I don't know. Okay, what were you saying about my roll, Corey?
You just do it again. With the
Yeah,
hero
but
point?
you were like saying before I actually clicked roll.
Oh no, I thought you didn't have the circumstance bonus on it. You did it correctly.
Probably no good.
I mean, we can be as smart as we want, but RNG will kill us.
Okay, you can tell that. Here's what you know. You know, before you try repairing this, what the point of this roll was to try to understand what the ship, see what you know about how the ship works, and whether it can even be repaired. As you're looking it over, the engine seems extraordinarily cool to the touch, as though it hasn't worked properly in years, making you believe that this has probably been here for quite some time at this point. While looking around, you can tinker a bit with the engine to see that you might be able to, with a couple of spare parts, repair the engine, though you don't think it will ever fly again. You do also have some, I will remind everybody, some equipment that you got during the last game that might aid you in this process, like oil and crafting tools that will give you bonuses. If you want to try to do the repairs and kind of show this ship, this like machine, some loving, then you might want to gather those resources together and communicate amongst yourselves on how you want to approach doing this. The ship seems very tentative, and the Morgan is getting these waves of anxiety pulsing out from the spirit in the ship as you are all kind of taking stock around it. And as y'all, with all of that said, I'm going to give you all a minute to kind of communicate as a team, as a unit, and come up with how you want to approach this. I'm going to step away for a moment to go and take a bio break, and when I get back, I expect to know what your plan is to address this before I shoot a bunch of gears at all of you again.
I don't know what he's talking about. Talking about, like, we repair it, we get the items, and then we do the thing. I
mean,
So, if I remember correctly, didn't we not take any of the tools, or we only took the duplicate tools?
Yeah, I took oil. I have oil that, or my character
we
has
do have
oil.
oil.
Father can definitely donate the oil to helping this wayward spirit.
Come on, tech priest, do your magic. Revive the machine spirit.
Yeah, that seems about right. Well, I think it's mostly just a matter of repairing the engine more than anything. I don't think anything else can really be repaired at all.
It might not fly again, but can we get it to move itself out of the way, just scraping along the ground?
Maybe, I don't know. Well, it could be I mean, once the spirit is decides to go, that's probably don't need to worry about it too much. Just needs to be at peace more than anything. So maybe just
Speed
repairing the
bio break?
engine
What was that?
will be in
So
like oil, maybe coal.
So if Azura is in there repairing this thing with oil and crafting tools, the creature might attack for some reason. I don't know. Do we have any way to distract it? You said a name earlier. Perhaps that name could be useful in the hands of somebody that has connected with the spirit, like I believe the Morgan has?
Actually, you know what? Well, Malcolm will help with the letters on Harpy's kiss. How much? In what condition are they?
The paint
Oh
job.
wait, yeah, maybe give it a little scrub.
A thought occurs, but I will hold it until that is resolved.
Well, I don't think we would go amiss with just doing some cleanup as well.
Well, Azura, here is my oil for you to use upon the ship to make it function again.
Thank you. That should be
soap?
useful.
I don't know if I can just give it to you by dragging it over to... Nope, that doesn't work.
Now,
I can move it between y'all.
the crane can reach the boat. What if we just had them lift us over there with the crane and bypass the boat altogether? Because the boat's kind of protecting the goblins, ain't it? That's what we discussed.
So, Tarek, can the crane go beyond the boat, or can it just grab the boat? Could we, like, ride the crane arm to the other side of the boat?
Even if it just sets us on top of the boat.
Potentially, you could. However, you have seen that the ship reacts very poorly whenever the crane gets pulled toward it.
Mm-hmm.
Go figure as to why, considering what happened to the ship.
Okay.
AK will be pelted while we were up there.
Yeah, there's your answer. We got to go through.
What if we just
There's a
have
bunch of different ways you could actually go about doing this. It just
around
depends on
the
what you want,
opposite
how you want to address it. You have gotten a really good start thanks to somebody's unique abilities to sense emotional energy from things, and their willingness to try to deal with this creature. Otherwise, as a priest, you would know that this haunt would probably be much more violently inclined toward you.
That's why I was saying the Morgan can, at the very least, distract or soothe it while we can get to and repair the thing that shall not be named. What we need that name again, though. I believe it's in the chat here.
Yeah, Farah Winslow.
Yeah, Farah Winslow.
Mm-hmm.
So the Morgan, you should probably engage the spirit with memories of that name. Perhaps asking the spirit about it, about a story, perhaps a memory.
Unable to speak.
I don't know that. The Morgan is very... doesn't tell me much.
In the head.
She does it a lot. She does her thing. And then,
Okay, here's the question.
maybe she'll share.
Here's a question, DM. How tall is this? Could, in theory, Malcolm climb it?
It's like 30 feet across the deck, but you could climb it, potentially. You would just have to deal with whatever ramifications come with that.
Okay.
But if y'all had like a climber's kit, it would make it fairly easy to get across.
We have some of those.
Do you have a climbing kit? Several of us do.
I think I took one with
I
my
have
starting
one.
money. Yeah, I did.
I just need to know how y'all want to address this.
So I imagine Ashura is gonna repair the generator to the best of her abilities. Malcolm will try to appease the spirit in his own way. He's gonna try and like Because from what I can see, the name is looking pretty rough. So he's thinking I'm climbing up there and like maybe giving a little wipe.
Trying to clean off the debris.
Yeah, pretty much. That's
Think
what
in
he
the
thinks
name?
about.
Okay. You and the Morgan, because you were the two who made the successful checks to like know about lore in Alkenstar, are aware that Farah Winslow is a fairly well-renowned person in the community as well.
I thought she was missing.
She is, but she was a well-renowned person in the community.
Mm.
Not is, was.
Okay. I don't know what I can do with that information. uh, well, if anyone's willing to lend their clamber's kit for now.
You can borrow my
I'll
kit.
look at it.
I don't need it right now, that's for sure.
Malcolm will try to climb it, and he'll prepare. Let's see what he has. He has soap. He has a water skin and a mask. Okay. You could reliably clean this. Maybe scrape off some debris as well. So he'll try to climb up here and do a little scrubbing.
And I think it's time that I get to work. I got oil, I got tools.
I will be assisting Azura.
Engineering check again. I'm actually going to be right back.
Okay.
Just going to check on the chili.
Oh, I see. I've seen.
Already looks better after just putting it on the saute setting for 30 minutes. Hi, Elle. Tiny kitty. So cute.
I'll be right back, actually.
Let's take a quick break for a moment. Sasha's not feeling very well, and
Okay.
feeling nauseous. So let's take a like a 5 minute real quick, and then we come back.
All right.
Welcome back, everybody. So I think we have a plan of action. We got everybody back. What I understand is we're gonna have the Morgan communicate with the ship. Malcolm's gonna try to do some repairs of the hull where the name has been scratched out. We're gonna have Azura and Father trying to assist each other in repairing the engine, and the barber is going to be keeping overwatch to try to protect them from anything that might interfere. Is that a good summation? Cool.
Yeah.
So I'd like a diplomacy check or an occultism check, one or the other, from the Morgan. Cool.
RNG
I'd like a. By the way, because of what you've done so far, that is at a +4 circumstance bonus.
Nice.
Now I want Malcolm to make a climbing check, which is athletics. This part, no bonus to the roll, just your base climbing check. Okay. Now, is there like a labor skill in this game? I don't think so.
Only if you're talking about lore, I think.
Give me a crafting check.
That's
To repair the name.
I'm gonna try. Oh man. Oh geez. Oh!
Jeez, okay. Cool beans.
Third nat 20
The
session.
Father you're wanting to do guidance, and then what else did you want to do?
I
Do you
can't
wanna
do guidance.
actually-
I can only do guidance once per hour, so I'd have to do an just help her
So you
with
can
a
give
craft.
me a crafting or an engineering lore check.
Sure,
to
sounds
assist.
great.
Assistance.
Okay. Again, you will get a +4 bonus from the efforts of the Morrigan so far to this check to assist, which will translate into a success, a success for the aid action or the help action. So Crystal will get a +1 to her check.
+1.
So Crystal, when you make
Okay.
your check, you're gonna apply a total of +5 to your repair roll, making it with either an engineering, lore engineering, or crafting check. While you get
Same.
that set up, I'd like a perception check from the barber.
You got it.
No plus or minus.
Ooh, not as good as I was hoping.
Okay. You hear, while all this work is going on, in the distance, you hear what sounds to be like whooping and howling just beyond the ship. And what maybe sounds like light scratching.
Ah,
Guess who?
Azura, go ahead and make your either lore engineering or crafting check.
There we go.
Okay. Awesome. So, through all of these ministrations, and with Morgan's kind of focused efforts trying to draw the spirit out, together you're able to pacify the spirit, and as in doing so, both of the magic users in the party, so the Morgan and Father will both sense the magical energies that were keeping the ship afloat start to dissipate as Azura's harrowing deck gets infused with the energy of the spirit.
Azura doesn't have a hair.
Or sorry, the Morgan's harrowing deck starts to like infuse the essence of the spirit from the machine. And as that happens, once the energy fully dissipates from the ship, the engine like flips on, and the propellers at the bottom of the ship start to rotate, kicking the ship further out into the area. Ciao. leaving a pathway for you guys to walk across. I will need Malcolm to make an athletics check as the ship, the massive ship, propels itself across and slams into the debris field. You hold on tight and then tuck and roll as it slams into the scrap on the other side of the passageway and roll down the side of the hull, narrowly avoiding taking any damage from getting impaled by all of the scrap metal that you just got hurled into, and land right over here.
There you go. Move this token.
It is a minor miracle that you avoided taking any damage.
Yeah.
As all of you do that, you sense. I wish I could see what. Okay, hold on. What do y'all see on the screen?
Nothing. You have to click
I can see a tent over here. I can
There's
see
a pathway
all the way
here.
Yeah, there's a pathway going that way, but it's
And there's
for me at least
on my screen it shows
mostly
everything
invisible.
overlaid on it, so it makes it really hard to tell what y'all.
Depending on which character is looking, like my character and the people at home can see a part of a camp. There's obviously a glow from a fire, though we don't see the fire itself, and we see several crates around it, and then we see a single tent. Malcolm
What you also see.
Malcolm can probably see everything. He's probably in a good position.
Yeah, what you all also see, who can see here, I'm going to reveal them on the map. Are 4 gnolls. Who smile wide. They all, let me give you a description of it before we start initiative. You see a bunch of tattered and dust-worn canvas tents standing against the southern and western walls of scrap. A fire pit sits in between the tents, and impaled on a crude spit over the pit is a carcass of a large charred rat. The path through the scrap leads to the northeast, and you see a family of murderous gnolls, who call themselves the Sludge Spines, watching you with a hungry glare. Each of them look like they have been horribly mutated. Some have vestigial limbs, others have weeping pustules. Actually, all of them have weeping pustules.
Can we not
Okay, yeah,
that?
sorry. And some of them
Yeah, feeling sick here.
misplaced organs and stuff. Everybody can give me a lore Alkenstar check if you have it. Otherwise, who knows why they look like this. But they seem like they are ready to attack you instantly.
So I read the rules. If you don't have the proper lore, you can do a recall knowledge, which you can just suggest a skill that might work, and the game master determines the DC.
Nature would be the closest thing to do. Nature, or
sure.
For everybody else, nature or let's see, Arcana. Nature or Arcana would work. To identify what's wrong with these people.
What was the other one?
I rolled a 19.
Lore, Alkenstar are the checks that you could make.
By the way, Tarek, can you right-click on the gnolls and reveal the artwork and show to all players so we can get the...
No. Just playing yes.
Oh, neat.
Weird.
Perfect. Thanks. That's amazing.
Aha.
You're welcome.
You know what he reminds me of, Crystal?
What?
The rat from Smoking Causes Coughing.
I'd like everybody to add themselves to initiative. You can align yourselves up to here, up to this line right here. This column. If you'd like, up to that column. So anywhere from that column backward, you can align yourselves up to.
Add yourself to initiative, Chris.
And while y'all are doing that,
How do I
everybody's
add myself to
I'll check
initiative?
everybody's
By
feature and
right-clicking your
Arcana
icon.
checks.
Icon?
So
No.
Yeah.
Your icon.
Benjamin,
your token. Your token.
Malcolm, and Father you all realize that these creatures likely make forays out into the mana wastes, and that may be the reason for all of their physical deformities and ailments. You have a feeling that they are likely diseased as well.
The poor things. Poor unfortunate souls.
Sharing that picture was not wise. I wish there was a way that I could have just shared to you.
There is.
When I click show to players, it sends to everybody. I can't. Sometimes it lets me choose who to send it to, but if I click it on their character art image and click show to players, it just shows to everybody.
Right. So if you right click, view character artwork, and then there should be something that allows you to just show. I guess it's just for handouts that you can show different.
Yeah, no, I can't. I can't right click and do that.
Right. Okay.
On their character, because the art only exists on their character sheet, and there's a little button that shows me the actual view character art, and then I have to click on that, show players in the top right hand corner.
Maybe this is a good place to end it, so she can have some rest. I know she's pushing herself through it, and she's such a trooper, and it's kind of amazing that she still wants to play. But if she's sick, this is a good place to.
Yeah, now that we have all the initiative kind of worked out, we might want to hold off on the fight until next session.
Unless she's devoted to keep going.
She just ran to the restroom to
I mean, we don't have a whole lot of time left anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have about 30 minutes left, and we're not going to get through the entire fight in 30 minutes. So now that we have the initiative rolled out, it's probably a good time to call it. Let me finish rolling out all of the NPCs, and then we can call the game.
You do that.
We will be out next week, if I'm not mistaken, right, Logan?
I'm out next week, and then I think you guys are out the week after that.
And then we're out the week after. So
okay, see
for
you
the
in
next
3
2
weeks.
weeks. Yeah, for the next 2 weeks, we're not going to be able to play.
I thought you guys were gone next week.
No, we're gone on the 27th.
Oh, I thought you were gone on the 20th.
I'm gone on the 20th.
Yeah, Logan's gone on the 20th. So we'll be available next week, but we can't really play without Logan this game. So for this session, next Saturday and the Saturday after that, we'll be gone. Then we'll be back the first weekend of October.
Okay.
And that we can keep the session, kick the session off again at that point. And we will carry out hopefully the rest of chapter 1 will be completed on that next session.
All right.
Right on.
Okay. Well, on behalf of all of us here at the Dead Unicorn Tabletop Role-Playing Game Club, I'd like to thank you all for watching. Remember to try to like, share, follow us on whatever platform you're viewing us on, Twitch, YouTube, whatever. Leave a comment if you can. Let us know how we're doing, what you're interested in, what your favorite character is. And on behalf of myself, Logan, Crystal, Sasha, Victor, and Corey, my name is Tarek, and I hope you all find some time to go roll some dice.